Hey everyone, this is the week in review for DailyDrinkMag.com, and this is the week of January 4 to 10, 2020. We started off this week in Singapore with a brand new bar named Live Twice. It's a Japanese izakaya, and the izakaya concept is usually a bar, traditionally the type of establishment that serves a variety of small dishes and snacks to pair with alcohol. Now, Live Twice is a brand new bar in Singapore that takes this concept to the next level. Perhaps the only way that this strays from the traditional izakaya is that those usually are inexpensive, and Live Twice is, on the other hand, upmarket, focusing on a clear and sophisticated aesthetic. Those descriptors can also be applied to the kind of cocktails that they serve. Moving over to Hong Kong, we visited a cafe named Y50 in Sheung Wan. Now, at least at the time when we visited them, Y50 was serving coffee that was all from Berlin's Bonanza coffee roasters. Now, they're very forward about this detail, with the minimalist white packaging of Bonanza sitting right on top of their countertop. Accompanying the bags of coffee were some extra stickers for the customers and fans to take home, plus little cards with information about each coffee being offered. The coffee itself is very lightly roasted. One might say that it is roasted as little as possible, resulting in very expressive flavors that are exciting and experimental. Coming back home to Manila, we chanced upon a new single origin from Yardstick coffee. Now, this coffee is from Colombia and it is produced by Palma Y El Tucan. It's very difficult to turn down a coffee from La Palma, especially when it is served as an espresso, so seeing it in the hopper at Yardstick Coffee was an instant order for us. Palma Y El Tucan is a producer from Colombia, and they have made waves across the specialty coffee scene all around the world with their exceptional and experimental processing methods. Now, there does seem to be some agreement or consensus as to the quality of La Palma's coffees, and you don't have to look any further than barista or brewing competitions all around the world and see that the competition is peppered with baristas showing off a coffee produced by La Palma. Now, with the coffee we had at Yardstick had published tasting notes saying that we should expect tastes of mandarin orange, papaya, and honey. We did find this to be pretty spot on, with a touch of honeydew too. Visit Yardstick to try this coffee, it is worth the trip. Coming back home to Honeycomb, Manila, we continue our new series called Monday Espresso. Now, Monday Espresso has been focusing on pressure profiling, at least since we launched the series, although we do plan to focus on other aspects of espresso preparation, service, and science. This week's profile was called Gentle and Sweet. It had a 13-second pre-infusion and a 45-second pouring time for 58 seconds total extraction. And what was unusual about this pressure profile was that it never goes above 6 bar. The result was a smooth and sweet coffee, but we found it to lack complexity that we got from other more aggressive pressure profiles. To see more about these profiles, please check the Monday Espresso series on pressure profiling at instagram.com/dailydrinkmag or at dailydrinkmag.com. Up next, we visited a new milk tea place called WCKD, or we're guessing that this is Wicked. WCKD is a new milk tea concept from the Bistro Group and Chef Josh Boutwood. Now, what sets apart WCKD from all the other 100 milk tea places that sprouted around the city? Well, first, they're trying to go for a fresh, non-traditional approach in terms of branding, but probably more importantly is that they've streamlined the menu so that they only have 20 items, which consist of classic milk tea drinks, plus some more adventurous flavors with cream cheese and coffee jelly and stuff like that. What we did find notably admirable of Wicked is that they don't use any plastic straws. Instead, they do an eco-conscious thing and use biodegradable plant-based boba straws. To the best of our knowledge, nobody else is doing this in Metro Manila. We may be wrong, but please do let us know in the comments if you know of another cafe or milk tea place that is using this sort of straw. The straws themselves were not flimsy, and they didn't add or remove any taste from the milk tea. The milk tea itself is satisfactory, one would even say highly satisfactory. It's not stellar, but milk tea is about comfort anyway. Next, we found ourselves back in Singapore, producing another episode of our coffee talk show, a show where we talk about big ideas over a small cup of coffee, and it's called Let's Coffee, which is a collaboration with Yardstick Coffee and DailyDrinkMag. This is our first episode that we shot overseas, and we found ourselves in Singapore filming in Common Man Coffee Roaster's new Barista Academy in Singapore's Chinatown. We sat down with Matt McLaughlin, one of the partners over at Common Man Coffee Roasters, and he explained to us the Barista Academy. We talked a lot about coffee education, their green selection process, how they pick their equipment. It really is an interesting watch, and it is quite long, so please do make sure to go over to our YouTube page and check that out. But you can also pick it up on Spotify as an audio podcast, or you can go over to Yardstick Coffee on Instagram and watch the kind of shortened version on their IGTV. Back in Manila, but now over in Quezon City, we visited a cafe named Salamanca. Now, Salamanca is Filipino for magic, and that's the theme here in what may be Eastwood City's best cafe. Now, while the theme plays out visually through decorations and murals that are inspired by Filipino mythical creatures, Philippine folklore, but what we found particularly enchanting was a delicious pour-over from Kenya's Yarra Estate. Now, Yarra is known to have an elevation that's well around 1,700 meters above sea level, and this elevation usually leads to a very sweet and dense coffee. Baristas at Salamanca brew this cup excellently, and if you are unhappy with the quality of the cup, they'll go the extra mile to make it right. And that right cup of coffee, it is sweet and tangy. We didn't get any bitterness in the cup at all. This coffee was roasted by Each or Exchange Alley Coffee House in Alabang, and we recently actually spoke to Gia Palamos on our Let's Coffee talk show with Yardstick, so if you do have the opportunity, please do watch that episode as well. And finally, rounding off the week, we talk about some packaging from an OG in the industry, Stumptown Coffee. Now, Stumptown is one of the first third-wave coffee shops in America and a superstar in the specialty coffee scene. As such, they have a long history of exquisite and tastefully executed packaging, especially in their retail packaging. This white bag that we featured is an excellent example of this, specifically designed for their Trio package. As the name would suggest, the Trio comes in a set of 3, a single origin, and 2 other seasonal blends. This coffee bag weighs 12 ounces or 340 grams, and it's significantly more compared to the standard 250 gram bag that most coffee shops offer. Now, the bag itself is made with bio tray, and that material is considered to be very environmentally and coffee friendly. Inside the bag, you have the Ethiopia Morde Coffee, which is an excellent single origin coffee that Stumptown have been serving for over 13 years now. They've recently offered a new limited edition design for this coffee, especially to celebrate their new film called Wax and Gold. According to Stumptown, they designed this to celebrate the history of Ethiopia as the origin of coffee, a location that has also been identified by scientists to be the birthplace of humanity. So it seems that man and coffee have been intertwined from the start. And that's it for the first whole week of January 2020 from DailyDrinkMag.com. Please do make sure to follow DailyDrinkMag on Instagram to get updates every day. Make sure that you do like the post so that Instagram continues showing it to you. If you could also subscribe on YouTube and like our videos there, we would appreciate it a lot. And that's also a good place to see our other shows like Let's Coffee. And of course, do make sure to visit DailyDrinkMag.com before you head off to one of the countries that we cover so that you can get an idea of the many places and drinks that you can enjoy in Asia, Southeast Asia, the region, and beyond. That's it. Thank you for watching, and whatever your drink is today, do enjoy it, find what you love, and drink more of it.